Russell-Cotes Art Gallery Museum that's here today is the house that was called Eastcliff Hall, that was built by Annie and Merton Russell-Cotes. So it was built in 1901, but when they built the house, they were already in their 60s. It was very much built in the design of the aesthetic era, of high Victorian architecture, and this is kind of reflected here in the colours of the walls and the colours of the woodwork and the construction. The conservatory is completely exposed to the wind and the rain, and it's an incredibly fragile and beautiful building. As you can see, this extraordinary glass structure. And so for the last 15 years, we've been trying to find the money to do the renovations, to recreate what Annie and Merton would have seen, more than 100 years ago.
My name is Samir Khatri. I'm a conservation architect and I work for Philip Hughes Associates. With a historic building, each building is a unique case and has to be assessed completely differently from the previous one that you looked at. And that's especially the case with the conservatory here. It had suffered quite significantly from water ingress. And so on days when it rained, there was 20, 30 buckets arranged across the floor to catch the water coming through the roof. This kind of project, you have some apprehension about it, I think, because it is quite a risky project. So there are approximately 190 panes of glass in the conservatory. The glass on the roof is all curved, and each piece of glass is effectively unique. So they all have a slightly different curvature, slightly different width, slightly different length. And to replace those broken panes of glass, we had to make curved plywood formers, which were shaped exactly to the pane of glass that was broken. And then those panes of glass were sent to the glaziers, the glass was cut, and the glass was bent to suit and match that profile.
Restoration of this building is really part of a process of regeneration because as with many of our seaside towns, their whole raison d'etre has somewhat faded. It's no longer really buckets and spades, but it's a destination.
So the reason for actually getting involved in the funding was because this would actually give back to the local community in which we work, in which we actually look after a lot of customers.
It's in a building of its time, and it makes a massive difference to be able to actually understand how something was and to be able to bring that to future generations.
The collection that's in here is of the time of the building, so it's very unique in a lot of ways.
The Russell-Cotes Museum has always been a jewel in our crown. It's an opportunity then to actually show people how it was originally used and what the architecture was, but also the fabrication of the building. It's so important to bring that out. It's one of the things which I'm really keen on. It's the way that the Victorians used to put buildings together.
When you look at the ceiling with the curved glass, and to have got that achieved is brilliant.
So to see it as it is now is quite something.
Yeah, it's been really enjoyable. It's been very challenging. The fact that we've got to the end and we've got a restored, conserved, repaired building that is intact and functioning and the public can visit is really fantastic.
And now I hope that this is an emblem of what the Russell-Cotes could be in the future with investment. This place is absolutely magnificent and, really almost unique in the UK. And I think it really looks forward to the future. What an amazing place the Russell-Cotes will be going forward. Words cannot express how happy we are finally to be in this place. Never thought it would happen.